is blank, is null, and text optional. Right. So text. What does a text do? Yesterday uh, uh, we converted a value and a number in text format. So text is used to convert uh, a value to text, right? So we had seen these three functionalities yesterday. Now today I'm going to tell you about logic. You might have read about logic in your plus twos, right? So just check it out, logic. So let me log in first. So here we will learn about and, or, and not. There are other functionalities also. There are other logics also, but uh, these three logics are very important. So we'll learn about these three logics. Suppose there is a use case. Yes. Suppose there are two values A and B. For and, A and B both, and for or A or B, and for not A. So first, let us understand what are these functionalities, what are these logics. Suppose and, what and will do? So and will check both A and B, right? Let's put some. Suppose this is true, false, and false. Here it is true, false, true, and false. Now we come to and. So and is about if both A and B, if both are true, A is also true and B is also true, then and will be true. And if either of them, either A or B is false, and will go false. But here, if both the fields are false, then and will be true, right? That means what? What does it mean? It means, suppose true means the rule is validating, right? And false means the rule is not validating. In case the rule is validating, you will see a message. Whatever message you will provide in the description box, you'll see that message if the rule validates. So are you getting my points? Let me tell this in Hindi also. So ट्रू का मतलब हो गया कि अगर फील्ड जो है वो ब्लैंक है, राइट, एंड देयर इज नॉट अ सिंगल वैल्यू we are putting in, दैट फील्ड, तो फिर वो फील्ड जो है इसका एंड का वैल्यू आपका ट्रू आ जाएगा। एंड अगर दो फील्ड है ए एंड बी, दोनों फील्ड में अगर ये दोनों फील्ड अगर ब्लैंक हैं, राइट, या फिर दोनों फील्ड अगर फिल्ड है, फॉल्स का मतलब हो गया भरा हुआ फील्ड, राइट, और ट्रू का मतलब है खाली फील्ड, राइट। तो दोनों फील्ड अगर खाली हैं तो आपको वैलिडेशन मैसेज आएगा, राइट। योर rule rule will give you a message whatever you have written in the description box. And if both of them are false, that means both fields are filled. Neither of them is empty. दोनों फील्ड में से कोई भी फील्ड खाली नहीं है, दोनों फील्ड भरे हुए हैं, that means it will give you validation, right? And if either of them is filled, you will not get any validation, it will be saved, right? So let's see this functionality first. For this, I'm going to the app which I have created. I'm going to customize app launcher and view all in our app setting management. I'll select the candidate object. Why I'm selecting the candidate object? Because I have created number fields and other fields here. So I'm selecting, we have too many fields here. So I'm selecting this object, right? And now I'll go to edit object here. Here I'm going to create validation rule. So validation rule, and we have created a couple of validation rules. So I'm going to delete these rules. We'll create fresh rules. New. So what I'm going to create, I'm going to create candidate validation. Right. Candidate validation is not necessary to fill this description box. Right. So here insert. So what I'm going to create about and, right? Suppose we have two fields, right? Suppose we have two fields. What fields? Email field and fees, right? So uh, for email field, it is we can use is blank, right? It is blank functionality जो हमने कल देखा था, और fees के लिए हम लोग यूज करेंगे is null, right? Because fees is related to currency and currency is related to number, and number fields, इन सब के लिए हम is null का यूज करते हैं, right? So I will use here. So suppose why I am using this. And in case if I want to fill email ID, right? Oh, and fees also, right? So in case I am filling both the fields, I could get error or not, right? In case I am filling email ID or fees, right? Then I could get error or not. In case I'm leaving these fields, both these fields blank, then what result? What is the output we are going to get? So we'll check this out by creating candidate validation and yes, and so you can see that there are logic 1, logical 1, logical 2, and logical 3, and so on, right? But we'll create two logics because we have selected two fields, so we'll create two logics. So here I'm going to put email ID. That's why I would have to choose is blank. Yes, is blank. And in is blank, what expression I am going to put? I am going to put email ID is blank. If email ID is blank, so insert object email ID and insert. Now, if the email ID field is blank and 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 second one is number field, so I'm going to choose is null for here. And in this expression box, I'm going to fill the second field, that is fees. Fees and insert 1, 2, 3. Okay, check syntax. So no errors has been found. Now we have to put this error message. So what error message I should put? Uh, yes, please fill email ID and fees. You save. So this is it. Now save this. Now refresh. So here I have created a validation in which I don't want to uh, keep the email field blank, right? And also I don't want to keep the this field fees field blank, right? So I don't want to keep these fields blank, but so I tried to save. It gives the same message. Please fill email and fees to save, right? So this is the validation, and if I am putting any value to this field or email ID field, rate and save. Then our second point, that means any of the field is filled. That means it goes false, right? And third one is uh, yes, third is also the same. Uh, right, third is also the same. If any one is filled, right? Either you fill this one, field A or field B, right? Now I'm putting both the fields blank. Oh, I have done this. Both the fields filled, right? So what message I am going to get? Email ID and fees. Yes. So the validation is both the field, we want both the fields to be filled, right? If any one field is uh, filled, no issue. Both the fields are filled, no issue. And both the fields are blank, then there is a issue. Now we'll see about or. So if field A or B is filled, that means it will go true. If yes, here both the fields are true, then it is true, and both the fields, one of the field is filled and other one is a blank, then it will also be a true, and here it will also be a true, and in the last case it will be. So now we'll see 4. Now I am going to edit this, and instead of and I'm going to put or. Or the rest of the things are same, like if you want to check there. So it was also in ands case, logical 1, logical 2, right, and so on. Here it is also the same thing. So I just cut and paste here or, right. No other changes. Only one change will I will make only one change, and here error message. Our error message will be changed. Why our error message will be changed? Because here conditions are different, right? So the description box, don't leave any field blank. Suppose this is our message. Save. Now I'm going to check this. Yes. Suppose these both fields are filled. We save. Yes. It is saved. Suppose if one field is empty and we save. It is plodding this message that is don't leave any field blank, right? And if we fill this field and leave this field blank, then also it will show us the same message, right? So we have to fill both the fields. In case we don't fill any field, then it is giving us the same message. So we have to fill both the fields. Then only it will be saved. So as far it is clear,
Sir, I have a
yes.
question. In and also both the fields is mandatory, and or maybe दोनों fields mandatory है.
And or
टेस्ट और
हाँ
इस ईमेल एंड हाँ दोनों में एंड और में दोनों में.
हाँ and
अच्छा. ओके.
let me edit this. So and में आपने देखा कि ये और में आपने देखा कि if we leave both the fields, right? If we leave both the fields blank, then it is not saved, right?
यस.
It will only save when both the fields are filled,
ओके.
right? And in and what was करके देखते हैं. So and now I did this. Save. So it gets saved, right? And if any of the field is blank, it is saved, and in any of the field is both of the fields are empty, then it will hit a message.
ओके.
So now that means both the fields we are filling here, both the fields it is taking, right? It is not showing any message, right? आपका क्वेश्चन आपका ही है ना?
नहीं मुझे ये जानना था कि डिफरेंस क्या है और
अच्छा
एंड
अच्छा
में.
अच्छा.
एंड में जैसे हाँ एंड में जैसे अभी आपने ये दोनों फील्ड ब्लैंक रखी है तो
हम्म.
वी आर हिटिंग अ मैसेज.
यस.
तो और में और इसमें हाँ मतलब मुझे थोड़ा वहां कंफ्यूजन हो रहा था.
बस इसमें यही है. In and so and will check both A and B, right? If
यस.
both fields are filled or both fields are empty, right? Both fields are filled or yes, both fields are filled, then it will not show us any message, right?
यस.
And if either of the field is filled, then also it will not show us any message.
ओके.
But if both of the fields are blank, then only it will show us message,
ओके.
right? And in or any of the field, any of the field is filled, then it will hit us a message, right?
मतलब कोई भी
कोई
एक
एक
अगर
अगर
फील्ड है
फील्ड
तो
है
फिर इट विल,
तो मैसेज
तो
आपको
इट
ये,
विल गिव अस
यस यस,
yes.
so
तो
this is
और
the
में दोनों
difference.
होना जरूरी है।
Yes, yes.
ओके।
Now for third is do false. Where in case of not, that means I am saying that not A, only B or C or D, anything else, only A is not here. That means अगर ये true है तो यहाँ पर false हो जाएगा, ये ये भी false, A में अगर ये false है तो फिर ये true और ये, that means if A is empty, right? If A is empty, then not A, uh, like suppose uh, suppose I'm changing my requirement, right? Say if email is entered, then fees field must be entered, right? If email is entered, then fees must be entered, right? Are you getting?
मतलब ओके,
मतलब
इसमें
है
ए
कि अगर
ए
ईमेल,
एम्प्टी नहीं होता।
नहीं, इसमें है कि
ओके।
अगर हम ईमेल को एंट्री कर रहे हैं तो हमें फीस
हम्म।
फील्ड को भी एंट्री करना होगा, ठीक?
ओके।
बट इफ you do not fill email address, right? Then then it is not mandatory for you to fill the fees also, right? So is
ओके।
it clear?
यस।
अगर हम ईमेल को फिल कर रहे हैं, दैट मीन्स कि हमें फी भी फिल करना होगा, राइट? बट अगर हम ईमेल को फिल नहीं कर रहे हैं तो हमें फी को भी उसको भी हम ब्लैंक छोड़ देंगे, ठीक है? ओके, लेट अस चेक दिस, तो एडिट and in and is here, so we'll put not so, and not. And here, if email ID is blank, if email ID is blank, if email ID is blank, then this is null. That's fix. One, two, three, okay, one more. So check syntax. Yes, so it is correct. And here I am putting a message if you enter email address, then yes, the address what fees. If you enter email address, then fees is mandatory. So here edit and save. So here I have entered email address, but fees field is blank. So uh, it is not saving. It is giving us the validation, and in case I leave both the fields blank, then it got saved. And if I fill both the fields, then also it gets saved, right? So here the validation is if you fill the email field, then fees field is also important to fill, right? But let us check one more thing. If we fill only fees field, right, and leave this field email field blank, then also it gets saved, right? So the validation is whatever is written in the message. That means if you enter email address, then the fees field is required, is mandatory, right? So is and clear? Not, sir, is not clear.
सर मेरा एक डाउट है एंड में।
हाँ बताइए, एंड में या नॉट
सर
में?
ये जो एंड सर एंड वाले वो कंडीशन दिखाइएगा।
एंड वाले का, राइट?
यस सर।
हाँ, ये देखिए।
सर इसमें दिखा रहा है कि दोनों अगर ट्रू वैल्यू होगा तो ट्रू होगा ए एंड बी में, और दोनों अगर फॉल्स होगा तो फॉल्स होगा ए एंड बी। तो फॉल्स वैल्यू में भी एक्सेप्ट कर ले रहा है सर।
हाँ, ये फॉल्स वाला एक्सेप्ट कर रहा है। आई नीड टू चेक दिस। So for now I have taken it false, but I need to check this, right?
तो फॉल्स मतलब दोनों वैल्यू ब्लैंक है, वही है
दोनों
ना
वैल्यू
सर?
ब्लैंक है, हाँ। नहीं, दोनों वैल्यू वैल्यू फील्ड है। ब्लैंक में आपको ये वैलिडेशन शो करेगा, राइट?
ट्रू वाला।
हाँ, ट्रू मीन्स ब्लैक
अच्छा।
एंड फॉल्स मीन्स फील्ड,
ओके सर।
राइट?
ओके सर।
Okay. So up to now we have seen six validations, six formulas. Is blank, is null, text, and or not, right? There are many functionalities you can see. Uh, Here, what type of functionality? Logical, time and date, math, text, advanced. So all sorts of functions are here. If you want to check this, then you have to, in logical, you have to check these many items, right? Some of the items are important, like we have seen is blank, and if, or, not, right? So if you go to this link, then you'll get to know about some of these functionalities. Otherwise, you just copy this and paste here, right, in the setup box, search box. This is global search, and it will let you know about this functionality, right? So for now, I need to stop this session right now.